Welcome to my channel CoinTAS HD. Today, we're exploring one of the most important and collectible modern US pennies, the 1982 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent. Did you know that this single year includes multiple rare varieties because the US Mint changed the penny's metal composition from copper to copper-plated zinc? Some 1982 pennies are only worth 1 cent, while certain rare varieties and mint eras have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. In this video, you'll learn how to identify valuable 1982 pennies, understand the different large date and small date varieties, spot rare mint eras, discover today's market values, and find out what makes this historic coin so special to collectors. If you love rare coins, Lincoln cents, valuable pennies, coin roll hunting, and hidden treasures, you're in the right place. Make sure to watch until the end, because the next 1982 penny you find could be far more valuable than you ever imagined. Let's get started. Top 3 first up. The 1982 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is one of the most fascinating pennies in United States coin history. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary penny that millions of people have seen in their pocket change, but this coin represents one of the biggest changes ever made to America's 1 cent coin. Because of this historic transition, collectors search for 1982 pennies more than many other modern Lincoln cents. Some 1982 pennies are worth only a few cents, while others can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their variety, condition, and possible mint eras. The year 1982 is especially important because the US Mint changed the metal composition from mostly copper to copper-plated zinc during that year. This created several different varieties, making the 1982 penny one of the most studied and collected modern coins. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It became the first regular US coin to feature a real historical person instead of the symbolic Lady Liberty. By 1982, the Lincoln Memorial Reverse had been in use since 1959, replacing the earlier wheat cent design. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, the price of copper increased sharply, making it expensive for the US Mint to produce pennies. The government needed a less costly material to continue making 1 cent coins without losing money on every piece produced. As a result, the mint switched from a bronze composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin to a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper. This historic change happened during 1982, making it the only year when both compositions were produced for circulation. Because of this, collectors consider 1982 one of the most interesting years in the entire Lincoln cent series. The obverse of the 1982 Lincoln cent features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head is the word Liberty, while the motto In God We Trust appears around the top edge of the coin. The date, 1982, is located to the right of Lincoln's portrait, and on coins struck at the Denver Mint, a small D mint mark appears below the date. The reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparro. Above the memorial are the words United States of America and EPLUBUSUNUM, while the denomination 1 cent appears along the bottom. The bronze version weighs about 3.11 grams, while the copper-plated zinc version weighs approximately 2.5 grams. Both varieties have a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a plain edge. One of the most exciting features of the 1982 penny is that there are 8 major collectible varieties created by combining different compositions, mint marks, and large date or small date designs. The 1982 Lincoln cent was produced at the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Coins from Philadelphia have no mint mark, while Denver coins display a small D below the date. Philadelphia produced both large date and small date pennies in bronze and zinc compositions. Denver also produced several varieties, including the famous 1982 D small date bronze penny, one of the rarest modern US coins. Mint location greatly affects rarity because not every combination of date style and metal composition was produced in equal numbers. This makes identifying the correct variety extremely important before determining value. The United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents during 1982. Philadelphia struck approximately 10.7 billion pennies, while Denver produced around 6 billion coins. Although these numbers are extremely high, the total includes multiple varieties made with different compositions and date styles. Most ordinary 1982 pennies are common and easy to find. However, certain varieties are much scarcer, especially those that were never intended to exist or were produced in extremely limited numbers. This is why collectors examine every 1982 penny carefully instead of assuming they all have the same value. Most heavily worn 1982 Lincoln cents in poor condition are worth only 1 to 5 cents. Circulated examples generally sell for 5 to 25 cents depending on the variety. Fine condition coins usually bring around 25 cents to $1. Extremely fine examples often sell for $1 to $3. Uncirculated bronze or zinc coins with original mint luster commonly sell for $3 to $20, while certified mint state examples graded MS-65 or higher may sell for $25 to $100 or more depending on the variety. Superb gem examples graded MS-67 or better can reach several $100s at auction. The famous 1982 D small date bronze cent is in a completely different category because only a few examples are known. One authenticated specimen sold at auction for more than $18,000, making it one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cents ever discovered. Coin values always depend on authenticity, variety, grade, eye appeal, and current market demand. 1982 Lincoln cent is famous for its many varieties and mint errors. Collectors search for double dies showing extra thickness in the lettering or date, off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, clipped planchets with a curved section cut away, broad strikes that lack a normal rim, rotated dies where the reverse is turned from its proper position, die cracks appearing as raised lines across the surface, and wrong planchet errors where the coin was struck on an incorrect metal blank. The most famous variety is the 1982 D small date bronze cent. Experts believe this coin was accidentally struck using leftover bronze planchets after the mint had switched to zinc. Because only a handful are known, it is considered one of the greatest modern U.S. coin discoveries. Collectors also use an accurate digital scale to separate bronze coins from zinc coins because the weight difference is one of the easiest ways to identify the metal composition. The 1982 Lincoln cent remains one of the best modern coins to search for because millions are still found in circulation. Old piggy banks, inherited collections, coin jars, estate sales, flea markets, and unopened bank rolls. Although the rare varieties are extremely difficult to find, new discoveries continue to be reported. Many people spend the rare bronze varieties without realizing their value because they look almost identical to ordinary pennies. This means hidden treasures may still be waiting in everyday collections, making the 1982 penny an exciting coin for beginners and experienced collectors alike. Before selling any 1982 Lincoln cent, first identify whether it is bronze or zinc by carefully weighing it on a precise digital gram scale. Next, determine whether it has a large date or small date design and check for the presence or absence of a mint mark. Examine the coin under magnification for doubling, die cracks, off-center strikes, or other unusual features. Never clean the coin because even gentle cleaning can reduce its value significantly by damaging the original surface. If you believe you have a rare variety such as the 1982 D small date bronze cent or an important mint error, consider submitting it to a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC for authentication. Store valuable coins in acid-free holders or protective capsules in a cool, dry place to preserve their condition. The 1982 Lincoln cent has excellent long-term collector interest because it marks one of the biggest transitions in American coin production. Demand continues to remain strong, especially for high-grade examples, certified coins, and rare varieties. Ordinary circulated coins are unlikely to become expensive investments, but premium quality mint state coins and important errors have shown impressive price growth over the years. As more collectors build complete Lincoln cent collections, rare 1982 varieties are expected to remain highly desirable in the marketplace. Many collectors are surprised to learn that there are 8 major collectible varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent. Another interesting fact is that the easiest way to tell the difference between bronze and zinc coins is by weighing them, since they look almost identical. The 1982 penny is also the only regular U.S. Lincoln cent year in which 2 different metal compositions were officially released for circulation. Because of this unique history, many experts consider it one of the most educational and exciting pennies for new collectors to study. The 1982 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent proves that even a common-looking penny can have an extraordinary story and, in rare cases, an impressive value. The next time you search through your pocket change, an old coin jar, or a family collection, take a closer look at every 1982 penny. You might discover a valuable variety or an exciting mint era that many people overlook. Next up, the 1963 D Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is one of the most popular Lincoln pennies collected by beginners and experienced coin collectors alike. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary copper penny that many people have seen in pocket change, but some examples are worth much more than 1 cent. The value depends on the coin's condition, color, strike quality, and whether it has a rare mint era. Because millions of Americans saved pennies during the 1960s, many 1963 D cents are still found in old collections, coin jars, and family estates. Collectors continue searching for beautiful mint state examples and unusual era coins, making this penny an exciting piece of American numismatic history. The 1963 D Lincoln cent was struck during an important period in American history. The United States was experiencing economic growth, the space race was in full swing, and President John F. Kennedy was leading the nation until his tragic assassination later that year. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents to meet the country's growing need for small change used in everyday business. The Lincoln Cent series first began in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. It became the first regular U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical person instead of the symbolic image of liberty. In 1959, the reverse design changed from the famous wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial, and the 1963 D cent belongs to this Lincoln Memorial series. Today, it remains an important coin because it represents a significant period in American history, while continuing one of the longest-running coin designs ever issued by the United States Mint. The front of the 1963 D Lincoln cent features the right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. This famous portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB appear on the lower edge of Lincoln's shoulder. Above Lincoln's head appears the word Liberty, while the date, 1963, is shown on the right side. The motto, In God We Trust, curves across the top of the coin. Just below the date is the small D mint mark, showing that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If viewed carefully with magnification, Lincoln's tiny statue can actually be seen inside the memorial, making this one of the smallest portraits ever placed on an American coin. The inscriptions include United States of America, 1 cent, and the national motto, EPLUBUS UNUM. The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighs approximately 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and features a plain edge. Because these coins were made before the copper composition changed in 1982, they contain much more copper than modern Lincoln cents. The D Mint mark represents the Denver Mint in Colorado. The Denver Mint has produced billions of coins for circulation and remains one of the busiest United States mint facilities. Coins without a mint mark from 1963 were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, while those with the D came from Denver. Although the Denver Mint produced a very large number of 1963 D pennies, collectors still search for examples with strong strikes, original mint luster, and attractive red surfaces. Mint location does not automatically make a coin valuable, but certain mint eras or exceptional preservation can greatly increase value. The Denver Mint struck approximately 1,774,020,400 Lincoln cents in 1963. This enormous production means the coin is considered common in circulated grades and is not a key date issue. However, finding coins with perfect surfaces, bright original red color, and high mint state grades becomes much more difficult. Gem quality examples certified by grading services are considerably scarcer than ordinary circulated coins. Most heavily worn 1963 pennies in poor condition are generally worth around 2 to 10 cents, mainly because of their copper content and collector interest. Average circulated examples usually sell for 10 to 50 cents, depending on eye appeal and condition. Fine condition coins often bring 50 cents to about $1, while extremely fine pieces commonly sell for $1 to $3. Uncirculated brown or red-brown examples typically range from $3 to $15, while attractive full red mint state coins, graded MS63 through MS65, often sell for $15 to $50. Premium quality coins, graded MS66 red, can reach $75 to $150, while superb MS67 red examples may sell for several $100s. Exceptional registry quality coins, graded MS67 plus red, have sold at major auctions for well over $1,000, proving that condition can dramatically affect value. Prices change over time, depending on collector demand and certified population reports. Although the normal 1963 penny is common, several mint errors are highly collectible. Collectors search for double die varieties that show noticeable doubling on letters or numbers, although major doubled dies are uncommon for this date. Off-center strikes can be worth from several dollars to hundreds of dollars, depending on how dramatic the misalignment is. Broad-struck coins that were struck without the retaining collar are also desirable. Clipped planchet errors, where part of the coin is missing due to a manufacturing mistake, attract strong collector interest. Die cracks may appear as raised lines across the coin and become more valuable if they are large or unusual. Rotated die errors occur when the reverse design is not properly aligned with the obverse. Wrong planchet errors, where the cent is struck on a foreign or incorrect metal blank, are extremely rare and can sell for thousands of dollars if authenticated. Always have unusual-looking coins examined by a reputable grading service before selling them. The 1963 Lincoln cent remains one of the coins that collectors can still discover in unexpected places. Many people saved copper pennies during the 1960s, meaning examples continue to appear in old piggy banks, coin jars, inherited collections, estate sales, antique stores, and forgotten boxes stored in attics or basements. Coin roll hunters also search bank rolls because older copper cents occasionally still circulate. While most examples are common, finding a bright uncirculated coin or a genuine mint error can turn an ordinary penny into an exciting collectible. Before selling any 1963 penny, carefully examine the coin under good lighting using a magnifying glass. Look for original red color, sharp details, attractive surfaces, and any unusual mint errors. Never clean a coin because cleaning permanently damages the surface and usually reduces its collector value. If you believe your coin is in outstanding condition or has a rare error, consider submitting it to professional grading companies such as PCGS or NGC for authentication. Store valuable coins in acid-free holders, protective capsules, or certified slabs to prevent scratches, fingerprints, and environmental damage. The 1963 Lincoln cent is not a rare date, but demand remains strong because Lincoln cents are one of the most widely collected coin series in the United States. High-grade red examples continue to attract collectors building registry sets, while genuine mint errors often command impressive prices. Since pre-1982 Lincoln cents contain 95% copper and have historical appeal, interest in these coins is expected to remain steady. Although ordinary circulated pieces are unlikely to become expensive, exceptional mint state examples and rare errors have solid long-term investment potential. One fascinating fact about the 1963 Lincoln cent is that Abraham Lincoln's tiny statue can actually be seen inside the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse with magnification, making it one of the smallest engraved portraits ever placed on a U.S. coin. Another interesting fact is that these pennies were struck using the original bronze composition that collectors often call real copper pennies. Because they were made before the composition change in 1982, many people enjoy collecting rolls of these older copper cents. The Lincoln cent is also the longest-running coin design in United States history, remaining in continuous production since 1909, with several reverse design changes over the decades. Pi. The 1963 D. Lincoln Memorial 1 cent may look like an ordinary penny, but as you've learned today, condition, color, rarity, and mint errors can make a huge difference in its value. Before spending an old penny, always take a closer look, because you never know what hidden treasure might already be sitting in your pocket, coin jar, or family collection. Next up, the 1977 D. Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is one of the most common United States pennies, but that does not mean it is worthless. Millions of people still search through jars, piggy banks, old collections, estate sales, and coin rolls hoping to find a valuable example. While most 1977 D pennies are worth only a few cents, some high-grade coins and rare mint-era varieties have sold for impressive prices. Because it was produced in huge numbers at the Denver Mint, finding one is easy, but finding one in exceptional condition is much more difficult. That is why collectors carefully inspect every 1977 D penny they come across. A beautiful mint state coin or an unusual mint era can be worth many times its face value, making this ordinary-looking cent an exciting coin for both beginners and experienced collectors. The 1977 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent was issued during a period when the United States economy was recovering from the inflation and financial challenges of the mid-1970s. President Jimmy Carter had just taken office in January 1977, and Americans continued to rely heavily on the 1 cent coin for everyday transactions. The Lincoln cent had already become one of the most recognized coins in American history after first appearing in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1977, the Lincoln Memorial design had been used for almost 20 years and had become familiar to generations of Americans. The Denver Mint produced billions of these coins to meet the country's growing demand for circulating change. Although the 1977 D cent is not considered a rare date, it remains an important part of Lincoln cent collections because every complete set requires one example. Today, collectors continue to search for outstanding mint state pieces and dramatic mint eras that stand out from the billions produced. The front, or obverse, of the 1977 D. Lincoln cent features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces to the right, with the word Liberty displayed to his left and the date, 1977, to his right beside the small D mint mark. Above Lincoln's head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust." Brenner's initials, VDB, are found on the lower edge of the shoulder area. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If viewed carefully with magnification, Abraham Lincoln's tiny seated statue can actually be seen inside the memorial. Above the building appears United States of America, while EPLUBUSUNUM is placed across the top. At the bottom is the denomination 1 cent. The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, giving it the rich reddish color collectors enjoy. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters with a plain edge. These copper composition cents are especially popular because they were produced before the major composition change in 1982. The D Mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the United States Mint in Denver, Colorado. During 1977, the Denver Mint was one of the busiest coin-producing facilities in the country, manufacturing billions of cents for circulation. Coins without a mint mark from 1977 were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Although both mints produced enormous numbers, collectors often compare strike quality between the two facilities. Some Denver coins show stronger details, while others may display weak strikes due to worn dies. The mint mark itself is not rare, but high-quality examples with sharp details and brilliant original surfaces are much more desirable. The Denver Mint struck approximately 4,149,063,300 Lincoln cents in 1977. This enormous production makes the 1977 D one of the most common Lincoln Memorial cents. Because of this high mintage, circulated examples are readily available and are not considered scarce. However, finding coins with full original mint luster, strong strike quality, and no contact marks becomes increasingly difficult in higher mint state grades. Gem quality examples certified by professional grading companies are much less common than the total mintage suggests, proving that condition is far more important than mintage alone. Most 1977 D Lincoln cents found in poor or heavily worn condition are worth only their face value or slightly more. Average circulated examples typically sell for around 2 to 10 cents, depending on their appearance. Fine condition coins generally bring about 10 to 25 cents, while extremely fine examples often sell for around 25 cents to $1. Attractive uncirculated coins with original red color usually sell between $1 and $5. Coins graded mint state 65 red commonly sell for around $10 to $25, while exceptional MS66 red examples may reach $30 to $100 depending on eye appeal and certification. Superb MS67 red coins are much scarcer and have sold for several $100s. The finest certified examples have realized auction prices exceeding $1,000, although such coins represent only the very best-known examples. Coins with major mint errors can also sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. Although the standard 1977 D cent is common, collectors eagerly search for mint errors that can dramatically increase value. Off-center strikes are popular because part of the design is missing while the date remains visible. Broad strike errors occur when the coin is struck without the retaining collar, creating a wider appearance. Clipped planchet errors happen when part of the blank is missing before striking, resulting in a curved section missing from the coin. Die cracks appear as raised lines caused by damaged dies and can range from minor to dramatic. Rotated die errors occur when the front and back designs are not properly aligned. Wrong planchet errors, where a cent is struck on a different type of coin blank, are extremely rare and highly valuable. Collectors also watch for doubled die varieties, although no major doubled die variety for the 1977 D cent is widely recognized. Every unusual-looking coin deserves careful examination because authentic mint errors can command strong prices. One of the most exciting facts about the 1977 D Lincoln cent is that it can still be found today. Many remain hidden in old penny jars, family collections, estate sales, inherited coin albums, bank rolls, and forgotten boxes stored in attics or garages. Since billions were produced, these coins still circulate occasionally, although many have become worn over decades of use. The real hidden treasure is finding one with blazing original red color, almost perfect surfaces, or a genuine mint error. Those discoveries are uncommon, but still possible, making coin roll hunting an exciting hobby. Before selling a 1977 D Lincoln cent, always examine it under good lighting with a magnifying glass. Look for unusual errors, strong original luster, and minimal wear. Never clean the coin, because cleaning usually scratches the surface and greatly reduces collector value. If you believe your coin is exceptionally well preserved or has a significant mint error, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC. Proper storage is equally important. Keep valuable coins in acid-free holders, coin flips, or protective capsules, and avoid touching the surfaces with your fingers since oils can damage the original finish over time. The 1977 D Lincoln cent is not considered a rare investment coin in ordinary condition because of its massive mintage. However, demand remains steady because Lincoln cents are among the world's most widely collected coins. High-grade certified examples continue to attract collectors building registry sets, and genuine mint eras remain highly desirable. Since copper Lincoln cents have strong collector interest and exceptional examples become harder to locate each year, premium quality coins may continue to appreciate over the long term. Collectors who focus on quality instead of quantity often achieve the best investment results. Many people do not realize that the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse actually contains a tiny image of Abraham Lincoln seated inside the building, making this one of the few U.S. coins to feature the same person on both sides. Another interesting fact is that the 1977 D-cent was struck from the traditional bronze composition used for decades before the metal changed in 1982. Because billions were made, almost every American handled one at some point, yet very few survive today in nearly perfect condition. This shows that even a common coin can become surprisingly valuable when preserved at the highest quality. Thank you for watching this complete guide to the 1977 D. Lincoln Memorial 1 cent. Now it's your turn to check every penny in your pocket, coin jar, or old family collection, because you never know when you might discover a high-grade coin or an exciting mint era. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about more rare pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and valuable US coins, make sure to like this video, leave a comment below telling us your best coin find, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting coin collecting content. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next treasure hunting video. Happy collecting, and good luck finding your next valuable coin.